What is going on, my Super Saiyan, which is Rhymestyle here, and today we'll be talking about episode 36 of Dragon Ball Super, and oh my gosh, so much to talk about. Make sure you watch the entire video, because we have literally everything to cover, and this time I wrote down every little detail that happened to make sure I cover everything. I watched the episode literally 3 times. I watched it once raw, and then I watched it twice this morning to make sure I am caught up on the sub version as well as every single detail. So make sure you stay here and let's discuss everything that happened in one of the most amazing Dragon Ball Super episodes so far. And I love that this episode is just as amazing as it was last week. If you don't remember, last week I said episode 35 was amongst my favorites in the Sean Park as well as in the Dragon Ball Super series so far. So I just love that it's getting better and better and better. So without further ado, let's talk about what happened this past weekend in Dragon Ball Super. First things first, Vegeta versus Magetta. The fight is getting all super heated, literally. In fact, it's getting so heated that Vegeta actually can't breathe because of the thin air and the barrier. Apparently, the way it's been designed is there's venting on the bottom, but because of the hot air and the way it works with Magetta and the whole heat and everything, it's very thin at the top. So meaning you have to get to the very, very bottom to breathe. And if you're at the top, like Vegeta is right now, because he's kind of cornered due to how Magetta fights, he's kind of screwed. And Goku notices this, and this is just another moment where it's revealed that Champa is essentially cheating. The whole team is kind of made up of cheaters. And it's funny because this whole time I kept saying that Universe 6 is like the good universe. I'd rather have Champa as a god of destruction. I was saying I'd rather have Champa as a god of destruction as opposed to Beerus because he's all cool and stuff. Vados is nice, she's hot. And here I am, double thinking about this, or thinking about this all over again, and thinking, you know what, maybe Universe 7 isn't that bad, because even though Beerus is more savage and the warriors are more powerful and stuff, at least they're not cheaters. They're very, very honorful. Is that a word? They have honor, essentially. And it's funny, like, just watching Vegeta cornered is very, very interesting. Also, speaking of cornered and being trapped in a freaking box, Magetta farted! He attacked him with a fart. There's a moment where Vegeta like tries to go for the head because he sees an opening on Magetta's defense. And what does Magetta do? He farts and ignites it. That's the funniest thing I've seen so far in the series. Well, there's a lot of funny moments in the series so far, but I love the fact that the comedy is just getting better and better as we go on. Now, something else that was brought up with the whole cheating thing. Whis points out that referee, which apparently that's his name, referee is honorable and he does not cheat. Even though he's picked by Champa, he's not a cheater. And it's good to see that we have that at least. Otherwise, Team Universe 7 will be screwed, because there's a moment after the Galaga Flash battle, after the Galaga versus Lava battle, which I'll talk about in a couple seconds, Vegeta gets actually knocked out, but he is not out due to the fact that he's still landing. He like standing and landed on a piece of arena. Now, normally, if it was any other referee, probably they would have sided with the Champa team and kicked them out. But due to the fact that this referee is very honorable and is not a lying sack of shit, excuse my language, he keeps Vegeta in and the battle continues. But going back to what actually happened, there's a point where Vegeta realizes, you know what? I have to take this man out right now. I have to end this fight. And what does he do? He brings back the Super Galaga. Now, Galaga is something we have not seen in a very, very long time. Not counting Dragon Ball Super. I mean, the last time we saw Galaga, I want to say, was the Saiyan Saga. In the infamous beam struggle battle between Goku and Vegeta in the wastelands where they fired to blast at each other. That moment. I think that was the big moment that a lot of us fell in love with Dragon Ball Z even when we originally saw that. And he brought that back. I know he did it against Beerus in Dragon Ball Super, but outside of that, he hasn't really used it that much. But the thing that kind of bugged me is that freaking Magetta held the blast back with lava. You would think that these guys are so powerful to the point, you know, these guys being Vegeta, they're so powerful to the point where they can stop a lava stream with a attack as powerful as the Super Galaga. But nevertheless, he somehow ends up winning the beam struggle, Magetta does, and then it was actually kind of a distraction because the next thing he does is he fires out a lava spit, and Vegeta like tries a karate chop, and yeah, freaking Magetta jumps out of nowhere and smacks him with the club, in which case he lands out, and that's when he lands on a piece of arena outside the ring, but due to the fact that he's on the arena still, he still stays in. Now, the thing that's interesting about this moment is we get the second Vegeta Rage moment. Because he is saved by the rules, he is just so pissed that he powers up. This is what we were talking about actually a couple weeks ago when originally they were talking about Super Saiyan. Even though he did not ascend into that transformation that he used against Cell, he does power up to the point where he destroys the barrier. He asks the referee, hey, as long as I don't touch it, I'm good, right? To which the referee says yes. And what he does is he powers up to a level so powerful that it shatters the freaking barrier, and that's when he got into his famous pose, which, by the way, if you notice, I have Vegeta and Cell fighting in the background of this video just to, like, you know, relive that moment, that amazing moment. One of my most favorite moments in the Cell saga of when Vegeta blasted a final flash at Cell and pretty much maimed him, and had he not been able to recover, it would have been quite a different Cell games. But either way, it was so awesome to see the Final Flash again. Just hearing Final Fresh was so freaking amazing. And I just, the inner Dragon Ball Z fan from the kid that grew up watching it in me was so excited. Absolutely amazing about that. What do you guys think about the whole Final Flash and Super Galaga thing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And also, I want to hear from you guys on the whole lava spit beating a Galaga. How did you guys feel about that? Also, comment that below. Now, the next part was, going back actually, I'm making sure I cover everything in my notes. Something I found interesting is Monaka. Now, about, I'd say 2 weeks ago, I made a video with Geekdom talking about how I feel like Monaka could be an ex-God of Destruction or a God of Destruction from another universe. But now the more that I think about it, there's something that's really off about him. I don't know what it is. Like when the barrier blows up, everybody guards against the glass and they stop it. Monaka would just sitting there like frozen, completely frozen. To which Piccolo and Goku make a comment. They're like, "Wow, he's such a master. He's awesome." But the thing that bugs me is because they said that, it makes me really think that Monaka probably isn't all that. He probably isn't all that. And I know there's a lot of people in the community have been talking about this, that Monaka might actually be a big deal like Beerus is making out to be. I've seen a lot of theories from, the fact that he's a God of Destruction, like how I said, to as crazy as he is Oracle Fish in a new transformation. So there's a lot of interesting theories about that, and the more we go into Dragon Ball Super, the more I want to know, what the hell is a Monaka? Is he actually strong? So the question I'm going to ask you guys in this video while watching this review is, do you think Monaka is really that strong after all? Comment below, because honestly, the more I see this, the more I think he might not be. Now, I mean, we had that blurb last week where we basically said how long I'm going to keep the secret and the shenanigans going, to which Beerus was like, shh, don't say anything. But the fact that Beerus was so serious right after that was like, oh, Monaka's so powerful. When he meditates, he can destroy anything. Made me also believe for a second that he might be that kind of strong. But at the same time, it's weird. Maybe he is a God of Destruction from another universe, but he's like a different level of God of Destruction where he's not that destructive. I don't even know. Or maybe he was strong in the past and now he's just normal. Or maybe when he fought Beerus, he beat him in like rock, paper, scissors instead of fighting, which is why he is the strongest opponent that Beerus has ever fought, just in a different kind of fighting, in rock, paper, scissors, Junkin fighting. So I don't know. It's just very mysterious, and I want to know more. I want to know what the deal is with Monaka. Either way, the fight comes to a conclusion when Vegeta's Final Flash turns into a two-piece Final Flash, which stuns him, and then he goes there for a close-up to punch him out the ring, which I called it. Did I not call it? In my Super Saiyan Vegeta video, which I did a couple weeks ago, I did say he's just going to power up really fast, probably blast him, and then hit him out, and I totally called it. Rhymestyle with another call, which I know you guys called as well. I saw a lot of you guys commenting that probably was going to happen. But the interesting thing is Vegeta didn't just win because he knocked him out. He won because metal men have an interesting weakness, and this is going to break everyone's heart. Well, I'm sure it broke all you guys' heart when you're watching the episode, but the weakness of a metal man is they're very sensitive. If you insult them, they can't fight, they can't focus. And the only reason why freaking Magetta lost is because Vegeta punched him and said, "You piece of junk," and that threw him off. And then the next shot, when they revealed a big secret after Vegeta go get some water from Whis, you look over and you see Magetta cry, and that was the most sad. Look, I get emotional when I watch anime, but I've never actually felt bad for a character like that in a very long time. Since I don't even know when was the last time I felt bad for an anime character. Seeing Magetta cry was just heartbreaking. It's funny right now, on my TV screen I have the last episode still on my TV from watching it, and it's frozen that part of Magetta crying like this. It's just sad watching that again. Like, I feel bad for him. I just want to hug him. If you wanted to hug Magetta, hashtag hug Magetta in the comment section below, and let's see how many of you guys actually felt as bad as I did for this sensitive metal man. He's such a nice guy. Look at him. Also want to know how he's going to play in Xenoverse 2, because obviously you have to have all of Universe 6 in Xenoverse 2, but he doesn't really fly and he's very slow. So I feel like for Magetta to actually work, they would have to introduce a new heavyweight class type of thing, because he definitely fights very different from the other characters, or he might not be in the game at all. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting challenge for the developers to figure out. But either way, I can't wait to see how they're going to handle him in the next game. Finally, also by the way, when Whis says that he knew the weakness the whole time, Beerus was like, "Why didn't you tell us?" And that's because, well, the fight would have been interesting. I mean, let's be real here. Even if Vegeta knew, he probably wouldn't have. Actually, I feel like if Vegeta knew, he would have not mentioned it at all, and the fight would have been even more interesting because Vegeta's too proud of himself to use a weakness like that to win. So I wonder what would have happened. Here's the question I have for you guys: do you think Magetta could have won had Vegeta known his weakness and not exploited it? How do you think the fight would have been there? Because honestly, in that case, I feel like the fight wouldn't have quite ended. Even though Vegeta was pretty much winning, I feel like Magetta could have still somehow pulled out some kind of crazy trick, maybe farted again, and kept the fight going, to which case one or two would have been too tired out. Or maybe he would have gone Super Saiyan Blue, because Goku does reveal that freaking Vegeta could have won a long time ago had he gone all out. And it's also revealed the reason why Goku and Vegeta didn't go all out in their fights is because of Hit. Because when Goku mentioned the whole thing, like, he could have won if he just fought serious, you know, they looked at Hit and they're like, oh yeah, me too. So there's something interesting about Hit too. It's like, not only do I know Monaka, I want to know what the hell is up with Hit. What is it that Goku and Vegeta sense in him? That's what I need to know. Like, come on, Toriyama, give us more Dragon Ball Super. I really want to know, and hopefully we'll get a revelation in the course of the next 2 weeks, because we know next week is going to be an interesting fight, but after that, we have an episode title that has to do with Hit. So either Hit's going to fight in 2 episodes, or it's going to show us some more information about this character, and hopefully we'll get some answers of why he's so mysterious, why Goku and Vegeta have been holding back, and what is it that's so dangerous about him, because obviously when we saw him confront Frost, he defeated him by just looking at him, so obviously he's got to be some kind of crazy strength on the level of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyans. I might do a whole video about this, talking about Hit sometime in the next couple of days, so keep an eye for that. But either way, it's gonna get pretty crazy. One last thing I want to talk about is Vados. Vados, the more I see her interacting with Champa, the more I realize she is really she's the master here. Champa's a puppet, Vados is a true master. Like, I feel like everything she does is just her own intentions. Like, Whis is all about being neutral and just helping out Beerus, whereas Vados seems like she is exploiting Champa's stupidity and everything, and I don't know, it's just really interesting. What do you guys think about Vados? Comment below. I mean, I know a lot of you guys just want to do stuff to Vados, I get that, but that aside, what do you think about Vados' character in terms of her possibly being the real driving force of the Champa team? Well, we know she's a driving force because she is the one who, like, recruited all the fighters and stuff, but, like, in terms of, like, her being evil and just kind of being the true master here behind, pulling all the strings. What do you think about that? Comment below in the comment section below. Comment below in the, drop a comment in the comment section below. That one. Wow, getting all tongue twisted. The last thing I want to talk about is the episode preview, and the question that was tossed out there is, there's a part where Goku says in episode preview of next week, Vegeta, have you forgotten the rules? Are you going back to your old self? Now, a lot of people are saying that Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan and God Ki is forbidden from the tournament. This was never stated. This was never ever stated, just an FYI. And I think the reason why Goku says this is because in the beginning of the preview, we see Vegeta beating the dog piss out of Kabe. Beating the dog piss out of him. So I think the reason why Vegeta says that, or why Goku says that to Vegeta, is because I think he thinks that Vegeta's going crazy on Kabe and, like, might accidentally kill him. That's what he's probably saying. In which case, what I think is actually happening, and I talked about this in my Kabe video that I posted the other day, this past weekend. If you want to watch that, we'll link it in the description below. But what I think is going to happen is, when Vegeta and Kabe fight, it's going to be completely one-sided. Vegeta's going to be destroying Kabe. And I think the reason why he goes so hard on him is because he wants to bring out the Super Saiyan potential out of him, which we know happens because we saw it in the preview. And after that, that turns into an epic fight between Super Saiyans. The battle of the Universal Super Saiyans from Universe 7 from Universe 6. And ultimately, at some point, according to the descriptions that leaked a couple weeks ago, they keep up. Kabe keeps up to Vegeta, which is why we see in the ending preview, Vegeta goes Super Saiyan Blue, which we finally get, thank freaking God. I've been wanting to see Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan for the longest. So what I think happens is Vegeta beats the Super Saiyan out of him, because Kabe says he's never seen Super Saiyan transformations for his race ever, and I don't think that's a lie. I mean, I know Frost lied to us, we all believed him, we trusted him, but with Kabe, I don't think he's a liar, honestly. I think what happens is Vegeta honestly beats the Super Saiyan out of him to make the fight more interesting, so you can have a showdown between the sandwiches, yes. Which is why he probably realizes, wow, he's pretty strong. You know what? Let me go Super Saiyan Blue. And honestly, I feel like at some point, I want to see Vegeta take on Kabe as a student. I want to do it. I want to see him take him on as a student and train to become even strong, because we all want a Super Saiyan Blue Kabe. And I feel like what happens is, as Vegeta transforms to Super Saiyan Blue and says, you know what? There's more to just transforming to Super Saiyan. Like, you can get levels beyond. So I think the next week fight is going to be absolutely amazing, and at the rate of how incredible these episodes have been, next week is going to be that much better. So I can't wait for next Saturday to watch the episode live, as well as Sunday to watch the sub version. So it's getting pretty excited. Anyway, so what do you guys think about this Dragon Ball Super episode? Comment below any thoughts, anything I might have missed. This is a bit of a longer preview, or a review, excuse me. But again, we had a lot to discuss, and this time I wrote down everything to make sure I don't miss stuff. So let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm super excited. I know you guys are excited as well. If you're as hyped as I am about Dragon Ball Super, push that like button below, and I guess let's just talk in the comment section below. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed us today. My name is Rhymestyle, and I will see all you awesome Super Sandwiches in the comment section below. Peace.